We might be coming to the end of another Halloween season, but for us horror fans, October is never over. Not really. Unfortunately, new PSVR2 horror games come out all year long to keep us in the spirit, with the one big carrot being the news that Capcom has brought back RE7 director Koshi Nakanishi to direct Resident Evil 9, and it's very likely coming to PSVR2 after launch. But there are so many games to look forward to, so I figured the best way to close out October 2024 was to take a quick look ahead at all the spooky games that, with any luck, should be out sometime between now and Halloween 2025.
Damn you, Connex.
We might as well start off with a game that we've been hearing about the longest. Undead Citadel's been kicking around so long that at one point developer Dark Curry actually posted a video of them playing it on PSVR1, a version that was never completed and never released. But this dark adventure where you battle the undead in various states of decomposition is finally making its way to PSVR2, and will hopefully, at long last, deliver the Swordsman VR campaign we've been asking for.
Come on, Booker. You knew it would end like this.
Proudly inspired by titles such as Resident Evil and Silent Hill, the Bounds VR will let you explore a mansion and unravel its secrets. Stroll through the swamps of New Orleans investigating your daughter's disappearance. Unravel the mysteries of a voodoo cult whose interests be revolving around your daughter.
I don't care about your cursed family.
Okay, this could be the greatest thing ever, or the worst. Survios first announced they were working on an Aliens game all the way back in July of 2022, and then went radio silent for 2 full years. Since breaking that silence, we've learned a lot, seen a lot, and well, we're still kind of iffy on how it might turn out, but excited regardless. The latest B-roll shows plenty of great looking environments, xenomorphs that attack like Jurassic Park raptors, and all of the gadgets that any Alien fan would love to get their hands on, leaving us to wonder just how scary it'll be.
Never stopped fighting, even after those things. Not once did I bow my head.
Already Dead is based on classic 90s survival horror games, using fixed camera angles, limited ammunition, health items, and save points, requiring some careful planning on the player's part. Expect some thought-provoking and contextually relevant puzzles, and find and use items to solve riddles, progress, or access optional hidden areas. Are you ready to dig deep, or are you already dead? It's hard not to love Affected the Manor. It doesn't really try to be more than it is. I mean, it's a trip through a haunted house that just tries to scare the ever-living crap out of you, but does it in a way that no real-life haunted house attraction would ever be allowed to. So if you're Fallen Planet Studios, how do you follow that up? Well, Affected the Asylum attempts to answer that question with more interactions, more story, and 4-player support. This one was originally supposed to be out in 2023 and was delayed to this year, and then they missed this holiday season. So maybe 2025? I don't even know what to say about this one. After the ultra-successful and ultra-scary Exorcist Legion VR, publisher Fun Train ditched developer Wolf and Wood Interactive and put Pocket Money Games, who made the lackluster Twilight Zone VR game, on task to make the multiplayer sequel. But we haven't heard anything since, so hopefully things are going well, and we'll hear more soon. Become the night security guard in charge of watching the museum's valuable collection after hours, including the newest exhibit, made up of a series of Egyptian objects linked to a series of recent tragic deaths. Your duties include making rounds of the building, monitoring security systems, and responding to emergencies and incidents that might occur. But the job's not as straightforward as it might seem. You'll soon realize that you're not alone.
Professor in charge of Yev's findings takes his own life. Department of Archaeology restricts access to artifacts from cursed law.
Remember creepypasta? Well, at one point, it was all any kid would talk about, featuring a slew of horror stories. But none of those stories seem to resonate more than Slender Man. This, of course, led to multiple games based on the legend, with Slender The Arrival, a first-person survival horror adventure, hitting PCs back in 2013. But it was generally forgotten by gamers, making the announcement from Perp Games that they'd be doing a VR version. A pretty big surprise. When it was revealed that Pneumata, a game that seemed to blend parts of Resident Evil with other AAA first-person horror games, was all being developed by just one guy, well, I didn't really know what to think. The worlds and environments looked like something you'd expect from a AAA studio. The voice acting and AI are reportedly pretty terrible, with a runtime that shouldn't last much longer than 5 hours or so. Luckily, Deadbolt Interactive and Perp have plenty of time to clean this one up before it finally makes its way to PSVR2. Listen, if you haven't been a fan of the Five Nights at Freddy's VR games so far, I get it. They're just a collection of minigames, and 90% of the horror comes from pretty brutal jump scares, making it more like a full-on first-person adventure in the vein of Security Breach. Hopefully, we'll learn more about this one soon. Death Relives is a first-person survival horror action-adventure game. You'll enter a nightmarish world where surviving a long-forgotten god is the ultimate goal. And put yourself in the shoes of Adrian and try to rescue your mother from being sacrificed by the Aztec god. He's right behind you every step you take. Stay hidden and evade him during the journey, while also solving the puzzles along the way. You have no superpowers, only a few tools to help guide you.
No! No! No!
Paranormal investigators. If you need a haunting cleansed, a curse lifted, or wish to contact the deceased, please leave a message after the beep.
And it's only fitting that we wrap things up with a game that was just announced today, in development for 4 years with a much larger scope than the Room VR developer has ever tackled before. This is Ghost Town. Life has been going well for Edith. She runs a paranormal detective agency with her flatmate, which is busier than it's ever been. She's almost up to date with her rent, and the ghosts in her bathroom mirror have been less demanding than usual. But Edith's world has been turned upside down when her brother goes missing, and a mysterious new lead promises to reveal clues of his whereabouts. Edith's journey begins with a visit to a remote Scottish island in the hope that a gifted clairvoyant can provide some much-needed answers.